Hello, this is Pat O'Connor with the O'Connor Law Firm. And today what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to you about your corporate minute book. What is a corporate minute book? It's a book, it's a 3-ring binder that includes certain things. For example, it'll have copies of your articles of organization or incorporation. It'll have either bylaws or an operating agreement. It'll have stock certificates, and then it might have minutes, annual minutes that you have each and every year. Why is a corporate minute book so important? It's important because you need to document, certain things. Each year you should hold what's called an annual meeting. If it's an Inc. or a corporation, you'd have an annual meeting of the shareholders and directors. If it's an LLC, you'd have an annual meeting of the members and managers. And what you do in these annual meetings, and they're somewhat standard, but you still need to say certain magical things, is who's going to run the company? Did you have any significant purchases or do anything significant in the prior year? Is there anything that you want to sort of also talk about with regards to the corporation? But you also want to elect. In an LLC you have managers, in an Inc. you have officers and directors, and you want to make sure you elect those people. And you want to do that each and every year. And then you want to make sure that you have what's called either operating agreement if it's an LLC or bylaws if it's a corporation, and it tells how the meetings are to be held, who votes, how they vote, what you need to have for a quorum. With an LLC, you can even go a little bit more in depth. You can have things in there that restrict the managers, for example. Managers can't enter into certain types of loans over a certain dollar amount unless all the members approve. Members in an LLC are basically the shareholders. So you want to have an operating agreement that says that. And for example, with all the coronavirus stuff that's going on right now, when I applied for my payroll protection program loan, the PPP loan, they wanted copies of my corporate documents to show that I was the owner and that I had the authority to enter into this loan agreement. So you want to make sure that you have that corporate minute book. And then you also want to have your stock certificates filled out. Who actually owns the company? Did you buy it from somebody? Did they actually sign the back of the stock certificates or actually transfer them over? Normally when I sit down with business owners and I ask for their corporate minute book, they go, "What's that?" Or "We haven't done anything with it in years and years and years." What we do is we update that. We make it pretty. And then along with your state plan, we sort of integrate those stock certificates of those. In an LLC, they're actually called membership certificates, if you want to get technical, but I call them stock certificates because that's what people understand. You want to make sure that you integrate that into your state plan, so that way if something should happen, that we don't have to maybe probate the business, that the stock flows to a spouse or into your trust or something like that. So it's real important to have that. Also, it's important sometimes from an asset protection standpoint. If the company is sued and you're sued along with it, or you're audited or something like that, what I'm starting to see is lawsuits where they're actually naming the officers or directors or members and managers. Whether that's proper or not, it doesn't matter. It seems to be occurring, and I'm getting more and more of those lawsuits. You want to make sure you have your corporate minute book up to date, only because it shows that you're actually operating the business as a corporation or as an entity and not as what's called an alter ego. The two things you never want to hear in a lawsuit is piercing the corporate veil or alter ego, which means that now they're coming after you individually. And one of the reasons that you set up this entity was for the limited liability protection. So it's just a good idea to have your corporate minute books up to date. What we do is once we update the corporate minute books every January or thereabouts, we send out a letter saying, look, pay your taxes, pay your annual fee to the state. And if you want us to do your annual minutes, for a small fee, we'll do it, and then we'll put it in your corporate book for you. So make sure your corporate minute book's up to date. Now's as good a time as any to do that. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Again, my name is Pat O'Connor. My phone number is 727-539-6800. That's 727-539-6800. My email address is pat, P-A-T, @yourpersonalattorney.com. personal.com, and that's spelled out. Y-O-U-R, personal, P-E-R-S-O-N-A-L, attorney, A-T-T-O-R-N-E-Y.com. Feel free to give us a call, drop me an email. I look forward to hearing from you. Stay safe. And again, if you need us for anything, please give us a call or an email. Thanks a lot, and have a nice day.